Yeah, all right. Hello, hello. Episode 11. The one you've been waiting for. Armature installation. Um, I'm your host, Dwayne, Slot Car Garage in the basement in Franklin. I was a little hard on myself. I went back and watched my previous video. I don't think I butchered it too bad. I think I muddled through that one just marginally. So, yeah. It's winter. Got the blahs. Everyone's down, but no reason to be. It's just winter. All right, here we go. Now, as we left off, the magnets were in, and this clip was in from before. Now, I'm going to go back on my word. I said I was going to just reuse the magnets, but I decided to practice what I preach, and I went and measured a few. So I got a couple that are pretty close. This is the original, and I found a white one that was pretty close. Strangely enough, the white one is kind of loose in the chassis. The one that came with the car goes in pretty tight, but shouldn't be a problem with the magnet clip. But this staple is going to have to come out. Resist the temptation, once again, to go up the middle and pry, because you will just bend this like right in half. Whoa, what's going on here? I'll put that back in just to show you the next step. Okay, let's get this staple out of here. Kind of get it in the corner. Pry gently from the corners. If I had a needle nose with teeth on it, I could grab it. Alright, set that aside. And then, important thing to note here is the armature is not going to go in like so. The magnets are too tight. They do not fit. So, I got to pull the magnets out. Remember your orientation. The bottom has to go to the bottom, otherwise it's not going to go. And what I like to do is take the magnet and stick it to the armature, like so. Take the other one and stick it. Okay. Now we want to recreate our spacing and bushings. The bushing from the last one. This armature comes with a spacer on the top. It's plastic because it has to insulate the three poles of the comm. If this was a metal spacer, there would be arcing going on here. So we're going to get this off of here. Set that aside. We're just because I want to duplicate what we had. It had two plastic on the top. And then here's our bushing, or bearing, sorry. You want to make sure there's not a lot of free play with this bearing. This will wear out over time, especially if you don't oil it enough. Then you'll have to replace it. That's the top. We're going to recreate the bottom scenario. Plastic. In case you're wondering what this black dot on my finger is, it's not cancer. You don't have to call the authorities to let me know. I was doing the quarter round trim in the house after we redid our floors, and I was cutting a piece of trim too short, and well, you know the rest. It went flying and banged in my finger on the way out. So that is just a bruise. Nothing to worry about, nothing to be alarmed about. Okay, so now we got our bearings and our spacers and our magnets. Now, we got to get this into the chassis. Line up the bearings with their slots. And you have to kind of separate the magnets. Maybe we'll start with the magnets a little bit. I'm nervous, you know, I've got tens and tens of views now. Pressure's on. The plastic one stayed. Alright, spacer, bearing. Alright, well, let me just do this. Alright, well, okay, I'm getting pretty lucky here. Okay, that bearing is not quite lined up. It's gonna snap into there. There we go. And the top, there we go. Just like that. So you gotta kind of do it all together. And the magnets won't go down. Don't force these magnets in yet, because you gotta snap these bearings in next. Here it snap, and the bottom one. There we go. Then the magnets can go home. See how they're flat now? Alright, spins freely. Now this is just sort of a pre-positioning. I want to check my free play. You want just a little bit. And if you really want to take it to the next level, you can have the COM, you can have it line up with the magnet as perfectly as possible as you would like. I'm looking at this one here. It could go forward just a little bit if I was being really picky. When this spins, it goes aft. Aft is back, I hope. So it'll spin and jam its way down. So I could take a spacer out of the top and move it to the back. That would move this forward. I could do that. I think I will. So let me pause it and I'll do that quick. Alright, after 2 attempts, I got it. I put one from the top to the bottom. I thought there was still a little too much free play, so then I added a 005 spacer to the bottom. Now this is, you know, it's lined up pretty good. The COM to the face of the magnet. It, you know, it might be a little too tight. I'm not sure. This is gonna be a trial and error situation. See how it goes. All right. Another thing I'd like to mention is after you put these brush barrels in, don't be tempted to put your brushes and springs in there, because they will, you know, take up that space where the commutator goes. Learn from my mistakes, again, fellas and fellettes. You cannot get the armature in there when the brushes are in. I've tried. If anybody can do it, I'd love to see it. I've tried, you know, stick pins and separating them, and just forget it. Don't even try it. Start over, pull them out. Alright, that's going to do it for this armature installation episode. And next we'll get back into standard reassembly. Alright, thanks guys.